Welcome to Crave the Rave, a naughty podcast for old school ravers who need a fix of the rave. I'm Lady Bizarre.
And I'm Jess the Mess. On each episode, we'll be reminiscing over hilarious, embarrassing and downright mental stories from our raver days.
Think trippy tales, fezzy fails and stories from the sesh.
We've seen, heard and done it all, and we bet you have too.
So join us for a trip down memory lane.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time for Crave the Rave.
Woo!
A very dramatic entrance. But I'm back. I'm back from Barbados, Lara, and I can't wait to catch up with you. How you been?
Oh yes. I'm amazing. I'm exhausted, can you tell? You can see my face.
I think you sound pretty good, but what's been going on?
Oh, well, I'm just finishing up 100 hours of dance training. It's been 6 days a week, every day, super intense, and then dancing the night away, sober, with practice every single night. So it's been like full fucking on.
Wow. You must be super fit now. Not that you weren't before, but you must be like super fit.
I don't know. It's more of like a mental workout. Like, you're like, am I going to fuck up? Like, I don't know. It's a very interesting, challenging thing.
Do you reckon you could go on Strictly if you were asked?
No. No, that's like ballroom dance.
I know, but dance is a dance. If you learn one dance, they learn loads of different dances, don't they? Do you think maybe you could do something like that?
Good question. I have no idea. It's taken me like a year and a half to get like the basics of this Brazilian zouk dance, but it is fucking sick, like, honestly. I would recommend to anyone to try partner dance and dancing, because it's such a fucking crazy journey and challenge, which is really cool.
Do you remember years ago when you and me were in heaven and a camera followed us around dancing and we danced sexy together?
I think I was in like a bright orange bikini. I remember
I think we found it afterwards online, and it was you and me like slow dancing together to drum and bass at Heaven nightclub. I don't know why we were being filmed or what it was, but I'm sure we found it afterwards online.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
I felt honoured that they chose us out of everyone there. I mean, how bad was everybody else if they chose us? And I'm shit at dancing.
We probably look about 12 as well. So...
Yeah. Oh my God, actually. We should try and find that. That'd be really funny.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
But so, yeah, you're really tired off the back of it, yeah?
Yeah. Literally, more like swollen eyes and everything hurts. It's absolutely mental. I'm having the kind of month where, like, the toilet paper is kitchen roll right now. You know, like...
No, I don't know what you mean by that. That's really odd.
As in, I haven't even had time to like buy toilet roll, so like it's like the last scraps of like kitchen roll in the bathroom. You know, like it's like there's nothing in the fridge. Like I'm scrapping bits together. It's just been so full on that that's the vibe right now.
No, I hear ya. I've just got back from Barbados. So I finally had a downtime retreat family holiday.
That's so nice. I was going to say, like, is what I feel like right now what it's like to be a mum. Like...
What, constantly tired? I've got to admit, I always have toilet roll in. And being a mum, I always have food in the fridge as well. Like, I'd say not having toilet roll and not having food in the fridge is very much what you can be when you're single without being a mum. But the tiredness that you're feeling now, times that by 100, and you do get used to it, and that's just what your life is. You're just always tired. I will say that I think being a raver up until the point that I had kids or before I got pregnant does prepare you for the tiredness, because nothing is as bad as waking up on Monday or Tuesday morning after a weekend sesh and you've got to detox and you've got to come down from the high that you've had, plus the lack of sleep, plus all the embarrassing thoughts. So no matter what happens when your child wakes you up in the night and ends up getting in bed with you and you don't sleep very well because she decides to put her head on top of your head whilst you're sleeping, that will never be as bad as waking up without a purse. You've thrown up on yourself, you've pissed off all your mates, you've spent every bit of money that you've got, and then you've got to drag yourself into work for a meeting first thing. Like, I don't think it'll ever be as bad as that. So yeah, what you're experiencing is like, you know, the aftermath of being tired after a busy life, sober, busy life. Yeah, that is what it feels like to be a mum. But nothing will be as bad as that session. I mean, Carnival always did it for me because Carnival's on the Sunday and Monday, and then you're back at work on the Tuesday. So that's one of the ones where you end up sessioning till like the morning pretty much, or, you know, the night before.
Yes.
And but I'd say that was all good training for me being a mum. So you're prepared. Don't worry about it. You can handle it when the time's right.
Okay, so this, but with toilet roll. Got it.
But you'll have toilet roll in the house. You'll have a stack of wet wipes as well, and nappies, believe it or not. So yeah, you'll be fully prepared. You can't go anywhere without all those stuff. Talking about being a mum, I just want to say there's a lot of noise coming in from, I've got 2 toddlers downstairs right now. My lovely sister is looking after them. She's also very loud, probably the loudest person I've ever met. So there's 3 noisy people downstairs. So there's a lot of noise from them coming in. So listeners, sorry about that. I can't do anything about it. They are products of me, so they're going to be very loud. That's the only way I can put it.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you were like the loudest person you've ever met, I'm like, luckily you haven't met yourself, because I'd say you are there, then her. Yes.
No. I'd say my sister's number 1 and my daughter's probably number 2, and then I'll take number 3 on that.
Okay.
I'm not taking the top spot. That goes to them.
Am I loud?
Yeah, you are loud, but you are loud. You are. I feel like you.
I don't penetrate in the way that you do.
I don't know about that, but you're very like, rah! Like you've arrived like, rah! I don't know. I feel like you're very shouty when you're excited, and I feel like you do quite a lot of like, rah! I don't know. There's just moments where you go like, rah! I don't think I do that. I can't explain it. You have to do it in the moment. But there is a lot of like you suddenly get like a burst of energy and it comes out like, wah! And I'm like, oh. But that's why we're friends, because we're really loud. My voice is really loud. That's the problem. Plus I'm excited.
Yes, your baseline carries. Do you remember when me and you used to get on the train in the morning to work? We used to get on the underground in London on the way to work. And we'd get on a train, there'd only be a few people there at, 8 in the morning or whatever, and you'd be so loud, and I would be the one saying to you, can you please bring it down a little level, because you're embarrassing me, because you'd be speaking so...
Yeah, the stories were really like X-rated stories of what my weekend was, and I'd be embarrassing you. I used to see people looking over and thinking, oh, she looks fun.
No, wait,
that
is not fun. What they were thinking. They were thinking, shut the fuck up, I'm half asleep, it's 8 in the morning.
As they're trying to read their Moby Dick book on the way to work, I'm like, and then this big dick and that big dick.
Yeah, our stories were guaranteed to be inappropriate and alarming.
Yeah, in every way. Anyway, but yeah, I've had a bit of downtime and I've chilled and I feel really good and I needed it because I've got a lot going on right now, but it was just nice. And that was why I actually haven't caught up with you properly about life or dancing or anything, because I didn't have a phone out there unless I was in the villa, which actually was so nice. It was really lovely just to not have a phone. You forget how important it is just to have no contact with everybody, you know? So yeah, I do think a holiday where you haven't got data is really nice. It helps you chill, and that's exactly what I was doing. Unless I actually was getting like a couple of random thoughts on the beach about work, which I'd then like panic about, and I need to go back to the villa to then send an email about work. But yeah, that's what being middle-aged manager is about, I think. Hey, do you remember when you and me once had a phone call and it was on our mobiles? That's another thing. Apparently, I'm the only one that says mobiles. I call it a mobile, not a phone.
A
And
mobile.
we were on our mobiles and we were talking to each other. I remember I was at my mum's house and we were meeting up that night and we called each other. And then for some reason we hung up and then we called each other back. And when we called each other back, our lines got crossed with a couple.
Oh my
And I
god,
got
yes!
the guy. I got the guy and you got the girl. And it was really weird because it was on our phone, on our mobiles. It's not like a landline. My mum said it used to happen a long time ago on the landlines. But it wasn't on a landline. So it said your name on my phone. But I got this guy that was really confused. And he was like, Kirsty? And I was like, who? Lara? And he was like, no, where's Kirsty? And I was like, who are you? I'm calling Lara. And then we were like, what the hell? And he's like, I'm calling my girlfriend. I was like, I was on the phone to my mate and hung up. And then you and me called each other again and we got through to each other. And then you were like, oh my God. And I was like, what the hell just happened? You're like, I got a girl called like Kirsty. And I was like, that's that boy.
Oh my
man's
god,
girlfriend.
yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, but how crazy is that was on on a mobile phone? I think I say mobile as well, actually.
Mobile phone. I say mobile phone. People find that funny.
Well,
my
I definitely
cell
don't
phone.
say your cell phone. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very American.
Do you remember that? It was
Yes.
years ago. Years
Yes.
ago.
Yeah, I was still in my parents' house when that happened. But yes, it did used to happen on the landline. God, it's crazy to think that. I remember the hours and hours spent hogging the phone line talking to boys or whatever.
Talking to boys.
Well,
Oh, you were one of them. You were somebody that had boys in their lives when they were younger. I didn't. Yeah, I went to an all-girls school. I didn't know boys.
So did I. I went to an all-girls school.
Until you got kicked out and went to the one with the boys.
Yeah, but I somehow sniffed out some local boys and was talking to in the local estate and was talking to them all the time. But it was the time when you couldn't also be on the internet. Because or someone would start sending a fax and it would go
No, Lara. Nobody in your house was sending a fax, surely. Nobody sent a fax from home.
Yes. My dad worked from home.
Oh my God, your dad's so old school. What he was playing he was playing the fax. My dad's always playing the fax while I'm upstairs on the phone.
He plays the fax. Yeah, he's a fax player professionally.
He's a professional fax player. Unfortunately, he always did it when I was on the phone to my boyfriend. I couldn't hear a thing.
Yeah. No, that was my dad. My dad was, and so he'd be like, Lara, I need the phone.
Oh, right. I need to send this important fax.
Yeah.
No, but I remember when you used to pick up the phone when you were on like the internet and then it would come through and it would they make the same fax sounds. That's why I thought you might have got confused. Oh, do you remember our email addresses when we were younger?
Yes.
Yours is actually one of the funniest. I think this is one of the funniest things in the world. I was telling a boy at work about it the other day. He's a Gen Z, right? And his first ever email that he set up with was his name. And he said, what was your first ever email address? And I said, look, you're probably not going to believe this, but my age group were all very horny when they were 14 years old, when they had to set up their first ever email address. And even the most modest of people who would never have called themselves Sexy Beast 5696969 did. And it was what was really extra weird about it was we then put that into our one family computer, which everybody would use, and just have it there. And then it also got used for like actual like proper things like job interviews when you were like younger or like school applications and stuff like that. It actually got used for that for a while. And it took like quite a few years for people to start saying, I think it was like uni teachers and stuff that started saying, you've got to change your email addresses. You can't be big bums don't lie or whatever. I mean, mine was big bums don't lie. I think I remember someone's having something like that. I think I've actually got a landlord at work that's called Big Bums Don't Lie. Anyway.
No, you don't.
I do something like that. I've got a couple of weird ones because I deal with so many different people. I've got a couple of at work who still have a teenage
Oh
email
my
address, and
God.
it cracks me up. But my one was cheeky cheeks with an I and an E in the middle, which is ridiculous because I don't have cheeky cheeks. I don't even have any fucking bum cheeks. I'm the flat-assed girl, so I don't know why I chose that, but it could be so much worse. What were yours? Oh, God.
Oh. Well, the one that's still standing, which is just like a spam box right now, is
Yeah.
come closer.
How are you spelling cum? Not C-U-M.
No. It was much more decent than that. It was COME.
You're not that type of girl.
I went to private school, so it was the correct spelling. Okay.
When you went to private school, it was C-O-M-E. When you went to public school, it was C-U-M.
Yeah, it changed. No, CUM was taken, so I had to do the wasn't available, sadly. Yeah, so that was that one. And then I had Gangster Gal LF, which is my initials.
Oh, because that is road. That's when you're from the roads. That's when you're chatting to the boys of the estate, wasn't it?
Yes, and that was gangster with an A.
Okay.
Gangster.
Very pot.
Gal.
Gangster.
Uh-huh. Yes.
And then did you have another one?
Yeah.
Go on.
I did. I had Lara at boyakasha. .co.uk. Yes. I was an Ali G fan.
Were you one of those people that went round going, what's up?
No, but I remember, like, I used to love, is it bigger than a sand? Don't know if you remember those old sketches with Ali G, but I used to love it so much.
So funny. Oh, listeners, please, can you actually message us with your first email addresses?
Yes.
That's really fun. And then we'll read them out.
Yeah, let me put on our Instagram a slide so you guys can drop on there what your funny first email addresses are.
Yeah, good idea. I remember our friend Lucy had Sexy Beast 69. She couldn't be less of a sexy beast if she tried. Imagine her at 14, she was like into musicals and ballet. My email address is Sexy Beast 69.
And I'd like to audition for the part in Swan Lake, please.
Next up we have Sexy Beast 69 auditioning for Cinderella.
Cinderella went bad.
Why was 69? Obviously, I know what 69 is, but why was 69 the number to have? How many 14-year-olds were going around doing 69s? Oh, I'd hope not many, but you know, why was that the number to have? My lucky number was 8. I don't think that ever got a look in, really. Or lots of people used to put their date of birth.
Yes.
As the year, but do it a couple of years older.
That's exactly what I had. Yeah, I had the number.
Oh, right, yeah.
After the come closer, I had that number, but a couple years before so that I could look just, a little older. Yeah.
I remember our mate Max didn't have any fake ID to get in anywhere like we did. So he got Nike trainers made and he got the year above, maybe even 2 years above, put on the back of his trainers. So he got his date of birth. I think maybe even his name on it. And then so when we went to the clubs and he didn't have any ID, he said he forgot it. He would say, look, my trainers. And he showed his date of birth and it was 2 years older. And I think it worked most of the time. Well, it was always there, so it must have worked.
It never would work now, but those things worked so
Never
well
work
then.
now.
I used to use Tipex on the passport. Did you used to do that?
I didn't need to. I had an older sister who looked identical to me.
That was good.
She was 2.5 years older. She was the perfect amount. Like, I never once got turned away. I never once got questioned.
Oh, that's so good.
I was so lucky. And then I had all of her mates, like ID, that I'd probably stolen along the way or begged and borrowed, and I gave them to like my close mates. So I never, ever had an issue.
Yeah, fake ID was so easy back then. You could buy them online.
I bought one online. It worked. It really worked.
Yeah. It worked until it didn't. Yeah.
Talking of all this, do you know what it reminds me of? Were you into MSN when you were younger?
Of course. Are you joking? Of course.
No, because some people weren't. So you'll be surprised. Some of our best mates weren't. I remember I used to be into it and other people weren't. But me and my sister and brother used to fight for the computer.
Oh,
to get
gosh.
onto MSN.
It was...
But a really sad thing happened to me. I kissed a boy once and I really liked him. And then on MSN, he asked me out. And then I was over the fucking moon. And I told everyone. And then I went to this party and he was there. And he was kissing another girl. And it made me question, because I'd spoken to him before on MSN and he wasn't really interested. And then suddenly he was really full on this day when he asked me out. And I think, was it his brother? Or was it a mate that was taking the piss? And I think it was. And it really hurt me when I got to this party and he was there kissing another girl, because I thought we were boyfriend and girlfriend.
Oh, no. You got catfished.
And I told people I got catfished. And I reckon it was like his younger brother or something playing a joke. He probably did it to all the girls that he was talking to.
Oh.
Yeah, it broke my heart a little bit. I mean, being really gutted and went home early that day. I was only young, only about 15.
Do you remember people used to get fraped?
Frape. Yeah. Yeah, some of them were really good. I did a really good one on my sister. I wrote on my sister's one, I can't believe that I've made it into... My sister was in the police at the time. I can't believe that after all this practicing of my trumpet, I've made it into the policeman's band and I'm going to be playing in the opening of the Olympics. Woohoo! And for years later, when she'd see people, when she'd go abroad and stuff, they're like, you were in the Olympics, weren't you?
Oh my god. And knowing your sister, that's even funnier, because there's no way in hell that she would be playing the trumpet in the fucking Olympics.
I know, it didn't even make sense that she was in the police, to be honest, but her in the police playing the trumpet makes it even funnier. And then in the Olympics,
did your sister ever actually play the trumpet?
No, she couldn't play bloody anything, that girl. She doesn't like music. She told me she doesn't like music.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I'd like to see her play a trumpet though, that'd be bloody hilarious.
She still used to come raving with us though, didn't she?
Only for the sesh, not for the music. There's those people in it. We've got a few of them dotted around. They're not into the music, they just like the sesh. They tend to hang out in the smoking area talking all night long, no matter how good the music is. I mean, I do that too, but if someone said, come on, the music's banging, I'd go in and dance. You've got those people that just sit and they're just there for the sesh. But you need those people. They make it a good night. What about MySpace? I remember your MySpace so well. I remember it really well. You had Shy FX every day when I get the bigger gunshot as the music. Yeah. And then did you have falling stars or something?
Yes, there was like glitter or like snow or something falling down.
Do you know what it was? It was such a mix of your personality, because you've got like this pink butterfly glitter girl and then you've got the raver drum and bass girl. And so the background was like pink glitter stars and butterflies and floaty, and then the music was every day when I get up is a gunshot.
Yes, I was obsessed with that fucking tune.
Fucking tune though. Ratings to you for being like 15 and having that on your mind.
Oh yeah, I was sick. I don't know if I should say this, but I used to message on MySpace DJ Hype and Andy C, and and just shamelessly asked them for guest list. And
did you ever get a response?
Yes, absolutely. DJ Hype used to put me on the guest list all the time.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, but imagine my MySpace. I'm looking like 13 with this like pink butterfly like glittery thing with every day when I get up is a gunshot. And in my profile picture, I'm wearing like pink wings from that day that we went. We like, because we used to kind of do a bit of like fancy dress sometimes, like when we go raving or whatever. But yeah, he used to slip me on the guest list, and me plus one.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it was really sweet of them.
I love that. Yeah. We used to have a link to Fabric, didn't we? Because we knew Sophie. She used to get us in every time without queuing, walk straight to the front. One time we went to Fabric in a limousine because it was one of the girls' birthdays. We pulled up there like, nah, you're not coming in. Limousines ain't coming to Fabric. We were young. We were literally like 17. They're like, oh no, you're not coming in. And then Sophie rolled out the car and was like, they're with me. We all got to go in. But that was every single weekend, every single Friday. Never queued, never paid, and we went. Getting on guest list anywhere is fucking sick. It got to a point where we were getting in on guest list everywhere that if there was one or two times that we had to go somewhere and queue or get tickets, I was not happy about it. Always someone to ask for guest list. So yeah, it got to the point where if we weren't on guest list for something and we had to buy a ticket or queue, I used to be pissed off about it. That's just how much we went out, really, wasn't it? I mean, we literally knew somebody that had some connection to every club. Even around the world, even when I went to New York, I think we got on guest list in places.
Yeah, Ibiza, there was always someone, because obviously Ibiza was so expensive, 50, 80, whatever euros to get in, and it was so nice when someone put you on the guest list. You're like, wow. because then you're going to be spending
Makes
double that on drinks anyway.
Yeah, right, bottles of water, really.
You got bottles of water, exactly, that's it. I'll have 10 bottles of water. That'll cost you your entire salary. Talking of like MSN and all of that, didn't we plan our weekends over Skype when we would talk? When both you and I had office jobs, do you remember? And we'd be like, while we were at our desks, we'd be using like Skype and just chatting with each other and talking about where we were going to go, what the plan was, all of that stuff. Probably how we're going to get guest lists.
Literally, we used to plan, that's all we used to talk about at work. We had Skype, didn't we? So we could chat to each other the whole time and plan what our weekend was. I remember once it was like bank holiday weekend, and my manager, I was about 24, my manager at work, who was about 10 years older, was like, what are you doing for the weekend? And I was like, right, I'm on guest list for this, I'm on guest list for that, I'm going to a party here, then I'm going to finish there, I'm going to go to that party, then I'm on another guest list for that. And he was like, what, all in one weekend? I was like, yeah. Like, and he's like, whoa, God. Like, I remember him saying, like, do that whilst you can, because you're not going to be able to party like that forever. And me being like, yeah, right, you watch me, I'm the party girl. I can fucking do this forever. And now, oh my God, if I'm at work and I say to the youngsters, what are you doing this weekend? And they're like, I'm going out. Or so what did you do? Oh, I got in at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? Do you need help? Because if you need anything, just let me know. I'm here for you. And they're like, no, I'm fine. So had a late night. You went out the weekend? How are you feeling? Are you okay right now? Can you look me in the eyes? Is everything okay? Because I just can't imagine that right now, but I forget that you could deal with it when you were younger.
Totally.
But that's literally what we did the whole time at work. I don't think I did any work at that point. We just spoke to each other on Skype, you, me and Lucy.
At my work, that's how we communicated internally.
To each other,
so it wasn't like, oh, let me try and hide my screen. It was just like, oh, I could just get away with it and be like, dee, 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 dee. So I would like literally speak on Skype, and also I would go at lunchtime because I'd be so tired from the weekend, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then Thursday you start planning and doing it all again. And you'd be like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm never doing that again. Like, oh my God, I really need to take it easy this weekend. And then by Thursday, you're like, right, what are we doing? How many parties are we going to?
Yeah.
What's the plan?
Yeah.
What are we getting in, But I used to then sleep on the floor in the disabled toilet at lunchtime and be like, right, set my alarm for like 55 minutes. And that would be my entire lunch break, would just be like, put my coat down and just sleep on the toilet floor of the disabled toilet.
I think we should say that you were working for a very corporate organisation at the time, a very serious organisation.
Yes.
Formal.
Yeah, a very well-known news corporation.
And you were sleeping in their disabled toilet. I was doing the same.
Nobody knew.
I know, I was doing the same. Just so tired. I used to sleep the whole way on the tube for like 40 minutes, wake up. I never missed my stop, and I used to get off and then go to work, and I'd be like blurry-eyed until Thursday. Thursday, I start feeling good again. Friday, I was on fire. I just wanted to, and then I'd just go out and just do it all again. I didn't have a brain throughout it. I got fired from a job in the end because I had no brain. I couldn't remember anything. That was good. And remember what we used to do with Lucy with Skype? So you and I had updated versions of Skype, and she used to also use Skype to talk to her colleagues, but they had an older version of Skype, and it was just when like emojis started being a thing, and you could put in brackets a word. So I think one of the words was like, what was actually one of the words? It was something like
like wink or
wink.
something.
Okay, yeah. So you put wink. So you open a bracket, put wink, put the closed bracket, send, and then it will have a wink emoji.
Yes.
And then like the emojis started building up, they started getting better emojis. And then she would still be on like the old emoji version. So she could maybe get like smiley like that and get a smiley face or sad or whatever. But then you and me started sending more the upgraded versions of smileys. So we'd maybe send one that was maybe like cry face. Something like that, so it'd have a tear.
Or like blushing.
However, blushing, she would see the word in the brackets that we sent to each other. So then we realised that she wasn't actually seeing the emoji that we were seeing. She was just seeing the word in brackets. So she was going, what does that mean? What's that emoji? What's cry face? What does that? And we go, oh, it's an emoji with a tear. And then we realised, and then we started sending to each other words in brackets, which weren't emojis, but were really funny, because then she would ask, what was it? And we'd explain it. So I remember one of them was, open brackets, Mooney, clothes brackets. Send that to each other, and then she'd go, "Oh, what's Mooney?" Go, "Oh my god, this is such a good emoji. It's a bum."
Yeah, did we? I swear I remember like we do like fart mouth, and she'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm missing out, guys. What is it? What does it look like?" And, you know, we'd be like, "Oh, it's a really funny one. Big mouth open with like air coming out, or you know, whatever." And it's like she just always felt left out, and it would just crack us up.
I think we did do fart mouth.
It was something weird like that.
Stinky toe and stuff like that. And she went, "What is it? What is it?" "Oh, it's a big brown and green toe emoji."
Funny to think that like I felt like a real grown up at that time. Like we were like 21 or whatever, and now I think maybe we weren't that grown up actually.
I don't know if I did. I think I felt like a kid because I worked with older people, so they would treat me like the kid. So I felt like a kid. I was working in events at the time. I was working at a really fun place, and I just felt like the kid. They treated me like the kid, and I was one. You weren't.
I was in very important global news meetings every morning, and in control of the social media with hundreds of thousands of followers and all this stuff. And I was thinking, how the fuck did I get myself here?
Oh my god, that is so funny. Yeah. Oh, those were the days, Lara. Those were the days. I am not surprised that I got fired from a job around that time in our lives. I remember one time I was on call and I had to take the work phone home with me, and I had to deal with obviously issues if they came up at work whilst it was like the weekend.
It was events, right?
In events, yeah. So if the event went wrong, like I had to deal with it. Anyway, basically we got really stoned. Like I'm not even a weed smoker, and we just got so stoned. And we went out to get something to eat, and the work phone went, and people spoke to me. But I'm not joking. They might as well have been talking in a completely different language because none of it went in my head. So they were going, and then, and obviously I could hear, but I'm not joking. My brain couldn't process any of it. So they'd finished talking and they go, "What do we need to do?" And I was like, sorry, can you just say that again for me, please? And then they went through it all again. And it was like my brain just didn't work. Nothing was processing. They said it about 3 times. And in the end, I just went, "Okay, you're going to have to go home then," which is really bad. Because all it was they didn't have permits for something, but we did actually have the permits. I just needed to get the permits to them. So I ended up sending them all home. And it was really, really bad. And when I went into work on the Monday, and they were like, what were you thinking? And I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, I didn't know we had the permits." They're like, "Of course you did. We sent it all to you. You had everything in front of you." And I was like, "Oh yeah. Oh, I just thought it was best they went home." I couldn't even explain why I was such a fucking idiot. But that was the day when the mad ATM situation happened with you and me.
Oh my god.
It was so funny. We were queuing for the ATM to get money out because the restaurant that we were in was cash only. And you and me were giggling at each other, like laughing at each other. There's a queue. Most of them were our friends. And everyone's queuing for the ATM, and you and me were pushing each other out of the way, trying to say who was first. And we said, after all this, imagine if we got to the front and it said, "No, sorry, ATM's got no money." And we got to the front, and we were still fighting and pushing each other out the way. And I remember Rosie was in front of us, and it worked perfectly for Rosie, and Rosie stepped out of the way, and then you and me were fighting, and as we went to go put our card in, it went boop. "Sorry, there is an issue with this machine."
This ATM is out of order. Oh my god.
We literally couldn't believe it. We were like, "Oh my god." And because we were so stoned, we found it so fucking funny. Oh, it was actually really funny. It was really weird. And then, do you remember we stepped out the way and the person behind us stepped forward, and it worked perfectly for them?
Yes, that was so funny.
That's a weird technology thing messing up. This is a weird thing. My car is programmed, I don't know how, to play in Chasing Status. Is it No Idols? I should know because it plays constantly. No Idols tune.
Really?
So loud every time I get in. It's so, I don't know how. I don't know how. I had the album years and years and years and years ago, right? I don't know how or why it does my head in. I get in the car and it blares it so loud as soon as I get in the car. It's absolutely awful. It's not good music just to like start the day with or like just get in the car with. It's very bashy and it does it every time I get in the car and I don't know how to stop it and I don't know why it's doing it or where it's coming from. It obviously must be connected to the Bluetooth to my phone, but it's not on my phone anymore.
That's so weird.
So how it does that, it's so weird. The car loves drum and bass.
Woo! Do you remember when everybody's phone had the U2 album on it?
Yeah. I think mine still does. Can I get rid of that?
I don't know. At least that's not the song that plays when you get in the car every time.
No, it's not that. I honestly think I'd rather that because it's so bangy, this tune. Not banging, but that's a good word, banging.
I thought that after our episode when we talk about slang and words that we use, banging is one that I think...
Banging. I'll probably use that word forever.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to grow out of that one.
Can you describe a lunch as anything other than banging if it was really good?
It was banging.
How was your lunch? Banging.
How was the rave? Banging.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be one that sticks to me forever. Sorry, I might be an old grandma using banging, but I think I will.
Banging granny. Ugh.
Banging granny.
Who's been banging granny?
But you're the banging granny. Ashley calls me Nantech.
Oh, yes.
Because I'm so crap with technology.
Oh, yeah, you are. Yeah, you...
I'm not. I'm
You're
actually not bad. But you two laugh at me.
Who still in 2024 has a fucking iPod dock next to their bed as their charging station connected to speakers?
Right. Sorry, I like an alarm clock. I don't want to look at my phone in the middle of the night. I like an alarm clock, but I might as well have one that does play music if I need to and charges my phone. I don't know why that's so funny or so weird. I didn't even know that wasn't a thing until you guys said it and my one broke and I couldn't find a new one to buy because they don't do them anymore.
No, because it's weird.
Honestly, guys, if you listen to an iPod dock, look after that thing because there's no more to buy. I'm missing mine and you can't get them from Marcos anymore. They don't exist, so...
They're antiques.
They are antiques. They're obsolete? Obsolete. What's the word?
Obsolete, I think, yeah.
They're obsolete.
They're collector's items.
You'll see them soon on...
Antiques Roadshow.
Antiques Roadshow. Because they don't exist anymore, but I miss mine. I'll pay a fortune for one if anyone's got one knocking around. Because I now have to look at my phone in the night, which I don't like.
Have you not got a watch?
Yeah, of course I do. I've got a Raven watch, don't I? The Casio that you and me both have.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too, but I look at that in the night. You press the little button.
I don't wear it to bed.
Why? Mine's on 24/7. Shower, in the sea, dancing, sleeping, everywhere.
They're the best watch.
Oh, but I know why, because yours is metal, right?
No. I got the old black one. Do you know what? The Casio raving watch is the best watch going because when you're in the rave and it's dark, you just squeeze on the light and you can see exactly the time and you don't have to get your phone out. I wear it to raves, the one I go to a year. I wear it to yoga because whenever I do yoga, I need to know how much more time I've got because I'm not enjoying it, but I drag myself there. I never ever enjoy any exercise, but I wear that bloody watch. And anything like that is really good. Like I wore it on the flight to Barbados because then when you're on the flight, you can just quickly look at the time.
Yeah, it's so good. It doesn't like wake you up. You could just quickly check. I always do it in the middle of the night because I also don't want to look at my phone in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Or first thing in the morning. I actually don't look at my phone for the first hour of the day. I'm pretty strict on that because of what it does to your brain. And,
it's nice.
So often you'll look and then suddenly your brain is full of all this different information and then, it's just not a good way to start the day. But
No,
yeah,
I agree.
or during a massage, I keep my watch on if I can, and then I like to look through the hole and just see how much time I've got left because I like freak out that like it goes so fast. Yeah, because everyone now has got a bloody iWatch, right? Is that what they're called? iWatch?
I don't. Well, of course I don't.
Of course you don't. Obviously. But is that actually what they're called? No, Apple Watch, not an iWatch. Is it an iWatch? Apple Watch. Anyway, everyone's got them now. I actually think they look quite cool.
I'm not going to get one. But
yeah, I don't want to have that level of technology attached to me. The next thing will be chips in our brains, won't it? Or chips in our hands.
I don't have an Alexa either. We don't have it in our house. I don't need to tell somebody to turn the music on or off. I'll go to my old iPod dock and do it from there.
Yeah. I bet you were still listening to like a Walkman when everybody else had moved on to like
the MP3 player.
What was the next thing? The MP3 player.
I did have a Walkman for a long time actually, because I always loved music. I always listened to tapes and things like that. But do you know what the first ever tune I actually bought myself? I had music before. I had music before that I'd get like for Christmas that I'd ask for and stuff like that. But the first thing I actually went and bought myself, which ties in with the fact that I was probably quite a horny young teenager, was Bloodhound Gang. You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like they do on the Discovery Channel.
Did you understand what it meant?
Yeah, of course I did. I fucking loved it. I played that all the time. That was literally the tune, my first ever piece of music that I bought my piece of music, like it's a fucking...
Oh, the orchestra.
Oh, the orchestra. But that was the first thing that I bought myself with my own money when I went off on my own to buy something. What was yours?
I'm trying to think what the first one was. I know I had Mambo number 5. Everybody go to get up and drive with a...
Because that was young, because they had that like in the year 8 disco at school, so you must be really young then.
That was on tape, I think. I think I had like Now 15 or whatever, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I think they're still going.
What? Really?
I think now, I don't know, I could be making this up.
It'd be like now 1055 or something. Come on.
I think so. No, maybe not. I don't know. That's not really the type of music that I'd listen
to.
to.
But is Top of the Pops still going? Are there still charts in that way? No,
of course they're not. I think there's still charts, but there's no Top of the Pops. Well, not that I know of.
Okay, I feel so out of the loop, but I do remember like HMV, Virgin. It was so fun going to buy CDs
or rob them.
No comment. Why did those shops shut down again?
Yeah, why did they have to shut down?
Why did they go out of business? More like it was nothing to do with.
Loads of horny teenagers on the rob.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No comment. Oh, so let's finish this episode here because I have to go back downstairs to the 2 toddlers that are going crazy. I can hear them. But that was fun, Lara.
I know. Always a trip down memory lane with you. It's hilarious. I love doing this.
Well, I hope that you feel better. And I hope that you recover. Just think of me, who is constantly in that state but hasn't had the fun of going out.
This has actually given me energy. I mean, I've still got that like pounding behind the eyes, but I now have a full day of workshops and then an all-night zouk dancing jungle party up until 5 a.m. And can I just say something with these parties that I go to? It sounds like it's going to be like a rave. It's literally, you're just like bashing the water hard. Like everyone's just like water and high on dance. Like it's the most...
Yeah, but that is also what it was like in Fabric.
Okay, true. Yeah, you're backing off the water, but you're washing something down. This is just like everyone's just... Yeah, that's true actually. You also get high on the dance, right? Yeah. That's fair. But this is like totally... This is a sober, high on dance, high on life. So like when it suddenly hits you, you're like, there's like actually not even any superficial fake energy there either. It's just like, whoa.
You're just draining on the resources that you've built throughout the week.
Yeah, Yeah.
Well, good for you. Have a good one, my darling. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
I hope you recover well.
Ah, thanks. I've got one more week of it. Hang on a second, mate. Where's your wisdom tip?
Oh, my wisdom tip, which I'm running out of wisdom for. This week's wisdom tip is always have a playlist ready for when you finish the rave, you come back, play the afters playlist, and then you don't have to fuff around with the music. Boom.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Yeah, but also in the taxi, remember we'd always like piss off Uber drivers or like taxi drivers. You'd be like, because you've literally just done 12 hours of dancing and raving to drum and bass, but the idea of getting in a taxi and going from the club to the after party without drum and bass was totally.
Oh yeah, no. Like, hey, boss.
Yeah, boss man.
can you
Hey,
play-
boss man. You got
Boss man.
you got an aux cable, yeah? You got an aux cable. We need to put some tunes on.
And then when they say Jay, you go, yes! He's got an aux cable! Yes! Go on then, put the tunes on. One of the boys put the tunes on. Poor taxi driver's got to fucking listen to us beating our heads,
Blasting
it in the back. It was so shit. We've only had 12 hours of drum bass before. We're going to have 12 hours of drum bass come in.
And then we're going to go to the after party and then we're going to have another 2 days of it. It's like, oh my God, if your eardrums are fucking broken.
Yeah. Drum and bass till I die. And that is why we've all got hearing problems.
100%. Yeah, that's probably why we're so loud. We actually just can't hear ourselves.
Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up there for this week. Thank you so much for listening. It means the world to us. We really enjoy chatting shit. This is what we do best, as you can tell. And when you guys chat to us on Instagram or leave a comment, it honestly makes our day, and it makes us want to continue to do this and find the time in between being a mum and a Zouk expert to actually do this for you. So thank you for listening. Please keep telling your mates. Please follow us. Share with anybody you think might enjoy us.
For sure. Thanks so much, guys. Love you, Jess. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.